A friend had asked me to write something for him. And I said, okay, I'm going to write these pieces. And when I was young, I lived in Enugu. I lived there very briefly, but I lived in Enugu. And I remembered being out in the rain. And children will go out and play in the rain, whereas adults will say, oh, it's raining, I have to go and cover myself. The kids will go out and play. And so I have this one piece, it's called Dancing Barefoot in the Rain, and I'll play that for you. Barefoot in the Rain. For you. Keep in mind that no one told me that they weren't going to play the piano. But when I started writing music, there wasn't anyone who could really teach me. You see, people figured that I'm black, I'm female, composers that you know are white and they're male. And so no one would take me seriously. So I had finally gotten into a big conservatory called Oberlin Conservatory, and people were very excited about the school because it was actually a stop on the Underground Railroad. And I was there for, I think, about 1 year before they said, you're not going to make it in music. And I was tempted to give up, and I really did. And I met a man in New York. His name was Noel Acosta. He was actually born here in Nigeria. And he chose me to be his last student. And he had been at Rutgers for 25 years and had not had one student get through. And so I finished, I got my doctorate, and 9 months later he passed away. And after this happened, it was a very hard thing to go through. I wrote a song piece, and I'll share that with you. It's called Task.
words for us. The Awolowo Youth Center is a project that was conceived to provide a tangible means of developing young people intellectually, emotionally, socially, and physically through participation in a variety of programs designed to achieve these objectives. The Youth Center also plans to develop talented youths who may wish to pursue careers in the areas promoted by the programs. The project is located on Lagos Island, and temporary accommodation is being utilized at 29A Gafani Marshall Street. The ultimate goal of the center is to create a positive, safe environment in which young people will have access to a wide range of structured character-building activities, meet appropriate role models, and obtain support and counseling at no cost to them. So, children, we're ready for you. Ufo, where are you?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we apologize for we're here tonight. We're here tonight because we need to create and sustain excellence in Nigeria. There's absolutely no reason why we should be having this, because the kids, I can tell you, have prepared for weeks and they're very excited to be out here. And a number of them are looking through the eyes of the achievers and hoping to see their future. And there's a gentleman from the Awolowo Youth Foundation, actually. Agboli, would you, this is Agboli from the Awolowo Youth Foundation. And what you guys don't know about Agboli is he's so excited to be here tonight because in his own right, he's a pianist. And he performs excellently, and he's very excited to be in the company of Ikoyi. And what we're doing here tonight is about mentorship. Nkiru is someone who's achieved great heights. She's been celebrated in different parts of the world, in Moscow, in Europe, in Americas, and here's this gentleman, young gentleman here who is a pianist. And what we would really like to do is to be able to come back here in a few years' time and be able to honor and celebrate Boli. And I'm sure each and every one of you will join us when we do that. Thank you. Well, the moment we've been waiting for, I guess, or the moment has come for us to officially introduce 40Under40 Nigeria. We visualized this initiative 3 years ago because my partner and I realized that as Nigerians, we needed to take our own destiny into our hands. What shape the country will take tomorrow depends on the foundation we lay today. We owe it to ourselves, our children, the future generation, to ensure that we develop an institutional framework to build and sustain a strong and transparent Nigeria. We as Nigerians must celebrate Nigeria, otherwise others cannot celebrate us. Our younger ones need to understand the value of hard work, integrity, and intellectual honesty, so we can continue to achieve success and have other things to celebrate. We must replace the international image of fraud we have all over the world. You know, one of the things that really got me disturbed was every time in my regular business, I'm an attorney by profession and do a lot of international consulting. Every time you opened your mouth to say something, the first thing you heard was 419. And I look across to the person next door talking about that and saying, well, guess what? 419 is not going to thrive if there's not a market for it on the other side of the world. So, you guys may be saying this about us, but guess what? For every single person you talk about, there are 20 other people I know that are excelling in their areas of endeavor. Be you a chef, be you a model, be you an engineer, a lawyer, a doctor, an artist, an actor, but there's so many Nigerians all over the world contributing to the world's economy. And what frustrated us the most was every time the world celebrates people of Nigerian descent, we call them an American born of Nigerian parents, a British born of Nigerian parents. But the minute that same Nigerian person got into a little bit of a fix, he immediately turned into a Nigerian immigrant. So we need to take our destiny into our own hands. We need to start showing the world that yes, there may be one or two bad eggs, just like there are in every part of the world. But we Nigerians are some of the smartest in the whole world. When you look across every career, every profession, we are represented. So we must replace that international image with the image of Nigerians excelling and contributing to the world's economy. We must create, most especially, we must create within our young ones the spirit to excel and succeed. So ladies and gentlemen, 40 Under 40 is about excellence. 40 Under 40 is about mentorship. And 40 Under 40 is about securing Nigeria's future. But without further ado, it is my distinct pleasure to officially present the 40 Under 40 logo that symbolizes the ideals of the 40 Under 40 Nigeria project. It's a composition of an abstract of two human elements. There's an older one in gray and a younger one in orange. The younger one clings onto the older one, while the older one renders support, both of them reaching onto greater heights. The color gray signifies maturity and simplicity in all ramifications, signifying wisdom and growing age. Orange is warmth in nature and humanity, signifying the hope and bright future that our children could possess. The hope and bright future that Bolly, who is here tonight, just being able to sit down with Ikoyi and exchanging some few comments and some discussions and seeing her perform, he can see himself through her eyes. And that's the kind of hope we need to pass on to our younger ones. Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you being here tonight. And my speech wasn't intended to be a speech. It wasn't intended to be anything long. But I thank you for being here, and I welcome you on our journey to build a strong, transparent, and proud Nigeria. Thank you very much. All night long, but I think it's appropriate. I know her as Ego Nnamani, and now she's Ego Boyo, but more especially, she's Ego Boyo, the actress and producer extraordinary. So I think it's only appropriate that Ego Boyo is here. I'm so thankful that someone like Ego joined and we could partner in this effort. But it's only appropriate that we also celebrate what Ego has done, because our children need to understand that you can succeed while you're in Nigeria. You don't have to travel out of the country to succeed. You can also succeed while you're in Nigeria. But the most important thing is that your success has to be based on integrity. It has to be based on hard work. And that's what we're trying to exemplify. So please, a round of applause for Ego Boyo.
And I get kept saying, not longer than 1 page, for not longer than 1 page. And he kept it nice. Oh, it was one page and a line. Okay, that's fine. Well, next I'm going to call on our partners. Can I call you our partners? When? Cisco. Okay, I'm going to call on Cisco. Yes, who is giving me directions from the wings. I know. I'm going to call on one of the representatives of Cisco, who are our partners. We formed a strategic partnership with Cisco. I'm going to call on Vincent Ntonu, who is the territory market manager for Cisco. And we're standing in for Julius Ayuk, who is the area manager of the Cisco Network Academy West Africa. Welcome.
Thank you, Ego. Actually, say half of the population in Cisco are managers, so there's nothing special about that position. I was more like put on the spot. Julius just told me about this yesterday. He had to attend to some urgent network academy thing in Gabon. And I've been here for like an hour and I'm really very impressed. Happy to be here. Julius gave me a hint of what he wanted me to talk about. But I'll rather talk about the human network. Imagine waking up in the morning and you put on your Palm Pilot or any handheld device you have. You use that to get the latest information on maybe the stock exchange. Actually use your Palm Pilot or your cell phone to switch off your air conditioner. Use it to turn on the water heater, and then maybe on the way to drop your child in the school, you probably run into traffic and you're late. You go on a conference call on that cell phone. You're able to check your bank balance and do so many other things on your cell phone. That's technology. And that story, actually for us at Cisco, started in the 80s. A man and his wife working in the university, probably having to share tips on certain projects, exchanging emails. The wife probably even used that opportunity to ask the man what you want to eat for dinner. But they had to exchange information in the school where they were working. And that's how they developed the first router. The router today has been the source of connecting people to the internet, connecting people to each other, e-commerce, as we know it. We're now talking about credit card in Nigeria, and several other things. The story started in Stanford University. Today, Cisco has a staff strength of about 50,000 people all over the world, $25 billion company. 77 countries operation. In Africa, we have offices in 4 countries. A staff strength of about 30-40 people. In Nigeria alone, we have about 25 people working in Nigeria today. A couple of years ago, Cisco sat back and said, it's time we give back to the society. It's time we honor and respect those who have patronized us over the years, the society. The same society we've been trying to connect, the same human network, we need to give back. And so the initiative of Cisco Network Academy came to being. Is that correct? That was how the idea started. Let's have a network academy. A network academy is a partnership between the public, private, government, an initiative to train young people on IT skills. I guess you're beginning to see the relationship between Cisco and 40Under40. 40Under40 is an initiative in Nigeria meant to develop our youth. Cisco Network Academy is an initiative to train our youth on IT skills. Bringing something to the table. Cisco has an offering. The intention, again, is to give back to the society, announce what it is that Cisco has to offer. If I wanted, I just also use the opportunity to introduce some of my colleagues that are here with me today. Frank, please join me. Owen, grab the phone and join me. Thank you. Frank just moved from Cisco in the US to Cisco Nigeria. He's a Nigerian. He has chosen to leave the US and come back and work in Nigeria, meaning there's something in Nigeria. He probably misses those yogbono soup and all that he loves so much. Yeah. He worked for Cisco for 5 years in the US and decided to come back and work for Cisco in Nigeria. Onwe, again, if you're a lady, the sky is your limit in Cisco. So it's an equal opportunity company. Onwe is the marketing manager for West Africa Cisco Systems. She looks quite younger, but she is the marketing manager. So we are an equal opportunity company, and I'm happy to present this gift to our society, the society that has given us so much. I want someone to read it out to you. So hold on, please.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. When Ufo and Ikoyi came to meet us at Cisco to tell us about the wonderful thing they were doing, we decided to partner with them very quickly because we knew that there was no other platform that would be able to do this kind of thing for Nigerians in Nigeria. So our partnership with them is going to consist of opening academies around Nigeria, the 6 political zones, and we're going to donate content and tuition to the students to the tune of $200,000 every year. And our equipment, we're going to give our equipment at a very reduced price of 75% discount every year. And 40 Nigerians around the world are going to train 40 undergraduates or 40 underserved children every year for the next 5 years, starting from next 5 years. Thank you very much. This is Cisco.
On a final note, I have a message from my CEO, John. John says, the 2 great equalizers in life are the internet and education. Thank you.
But this is even more than we had hoped for. Thank you very, very much. So this has got us up and running, and Ufo and I are extremely excited about this. Again, I'm going to call on that the children will be some of the youth that will enjoy the facilities that Cisco will be providing. I want to call on them again to do their performance. I think we're ready.
Then don't come back again. Like this is the big you get one agenda. Why you put me in between middle of the center? Cause me no like no pretender. So make you stop to the cook and stop to the groove. Peter and Paul, if you want no be two. Remember say they get it, they do. We gon' make you suck you up. I love your boom boom bang. You make me really wanna touch your way. When you hook up in the club, oh, give them a run, oh, give them a jump, hey. Put your busy body, hey, hey, hey. You go suck it. Lose control. Once my sister we go come explorer. Who be the bagger we say we know they go border. Tell us we know they border. Hey, who be the bagger we say we know they go border. Tell us we know be losers in the strong. Who be your body with your busy body thunder. Your shot to replace an order. So make you stop to the look. Peter and Paul everyone know be true. Remember say they get it they do. We gon' make you suck it low. Girl I love your boom boom man. Wanna touch your way when you hook up in the club, oh, give them a run, oh, give them a jump, hey, put your busy body, hey, 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 you go suck it, hey, 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 everybody, hey, 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 move your body, hey, hey, put your busy body, hey, 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 you go suck it, hey, hey, Everybody say Not this rude boy. This is the remix. Rockin' so this is the remix. Up in the club, this is the remix. Give them a run, this is the remix. This is the remix. Rockin' so this is the remix. Up in the club, this is the remix. We be the bag we say we know they go for it. Tell us say we no be losers, we dey strong. Move your body with your busy body on it. Boss up, go replace that order. So make you stop to the look. It's a afford if you want no beat. Remember say they get it, get you. We gon' make you so deep. Girl, I love your bum bum man. Girl, I wanna put you wet. When you hook up in the club, give them a run, give them a jump. Put your busy body. Cause I keep
through the next item on our agenda. Mrs. Ginobi, a round of applause, please.
An item on the program, but let me see what I can do. We have the next item is life is it takes a village. I came out here as an education officer, not married, and not with an intention of marrying, in 1960 as a school in Enugu, Queen School in Enugu. But in 1962, I got married to a Nigerian from eastern Nigeria. And I soon found that education was not something that was provided by or financed by parents. It was financed by the village, the community. My husband is the eldest of 10 children, all of the same parents. His father died 2 years after he left school. And so he had to take on the bringing up of those other 9 children. Of course, when I got married to him, 10 years after the father died, then it was partly my responsibility too. But I found out that he had had a good education at Government College Umaiha, which was a very good school in East. But it had not been financed by his parents. All the community contributed to him. He was the first boy in his village to get the chance to go to that very good school. And all the village was proud that one of their sons had gone to the village. So in different ways, they contributed to his education. And then he is expected to pay back by educating others. And you educate not just your brothers and sisters, but the cousins, the nephews, the next door neighbors, anybody who needs your help and you can help, you help. So I cannot count the number of people